they mostly won't like analyzing games if it's with a much weaker player usually. But if you play a tight handicap game with them, then maybe they will be interested in reviewing at the end. But what I do advise is that you stay mostly silent because many players are like, okay, I don't want to like listen to the weaker player. For me, I like teaching, so I like interacting with whoever, as long as the person is nice. From my experience with like much weaker players, and when I say much weaker players, if I'm playing against a strong professional, I'm better. I should better stay silent most of the time because otherwise I'll be saying nonsense, you know. But are you in the review page? Okay, can you see me placing stones? Okay, if you go to your game page, on the right, I opened a review. You can click on the link. Okay, and regarding your games at the Go Club, um, especially since they are in person, they are, I think, more special, and you probably place more care on the moves in those games. And so I really do recommend you to record those games. If you can't remember those moves, what I do recommend is placing a an iPad or your smartphone besides the board, and then just reproduce the game as you go on OGS or on AI Sensei. I use AI Sensei a lot. Uh, yeah. So okay, so far you're black. Okay, all normal. Just a question. Let's see how far your Joseki knowledge goes. What do you think about this move? Is it Joseki? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. And then you capture the stone, right? And this is the Joseki, and then move 8 is optional. Okay, so no all this. All right. Nowadays, people prefer the higher one, and um, uh, that's AI's recommendation, and it works well with the B stone because the B stone is low, especially if you place that move on the third line, then it's gonna be flatter. So your opponent might be able to get a shoulder hit here either immediately or pretty soon. And I mean, you're black actually, so your opponent played the other. Yeah. Uh, Maybe this is a good move right now. I think you could still maybe try to complete the top or try poking at this group. Maybe I would say like maybe this is the number one option. The number two option is doing something at the top, this or this, or you play this. I think it's okay as well. Um, but all right, let's keep going. Okay, that's interesting. Um, I would still keep going on the left because here it's more or less an influence colliding area. If your opponent, if you play something like this and your opponent gets to play here, he's minimizing your moyo while getting more influence in the center. It's not really his moyo because this area is really open. But now, if you ignore, like let's say you take a move on the bottom, you might start getting into trouble with the A group. So the A group might go from influence, strong influence, if you play directly here, to a liability. If you play here, your opponent takes this, and you're going to go like, oh, okay, I defend. Okay, it's already a gain for white. This exchange, the exchange from A to B, uh, it's already minimizing your moyo. It's a free outside move for white, at the very least. White could also try this directly, to get some forcing moves, and if you need to go from the top, you're gonna lose a lot of points in the corner. And if you protect, maybe this honey is better even, because then it forces black into some sort of protection on the corner. I don't know. If black goes up, then this is one of the Josekis, and now we can see that white has broken the left while weakening B severely. So yeah, this area, the A area, was more crucial, I think. But okay, let's keep going. If you have any questions, just interrupt me. It's okay. B2. Oh, I see. I see. Um, yeah, this invasion is hmm, you might complicate things for you quite a bit. Um, what I do, one of the reasons I recommend this sort of move quite a lot, like this playing at the influence colliding area, is not only because it's big and it might be the best move, but it throws the responsibility back on white. So if white just accepts, I feel like you're growing faster than him, and the A area is open. Um, it's like it feels like you're always one step ahead. So white will need to do something drastic around B, maybe invade and risk being killed, while you get outside moves. But on the other hand, if you invade directly like this, then it's much more comfortable for white, because white can just play whatever moves on the outside, and then take Sente to like attack you on E. So I feel like invading here might be the best, but in terms of psychological warfare, it feels more difficult to win from here. But what you can do is just move out lightly. For example, you can play this. This is a little bit heavier, but it might be the best. Like, you can just keep on moving out. And I personally don't like C that much, quite frankly. I much prefer coming from the top like this and forcing black. If black just connects like this, it's a loss, in my opinion, because it didn't accomplish much. Um, the A was always there, so black could jump whenever. But if black extends to B, black doesn't make any points pretty much. White still is still going to take something around C or D, and the E move has much more value than whatever points black got around F. So that would be my thinking. When you play a move here on the second line, uh, it's gonna feel a little bit desperate for black, because you're just trying to scramble for life, right? But what you need to do here is not scramble for life, but to try to move out around A, either A or B, to live while deleting white's potential points. If you just live like this, white will happily accept, take a strong outside, and then whatever you uh, Like let's say you play something like this and then finally you jump, you're probably alive here. You're either alive or connected to the corner group. But white took a huge outside, and when white plays here, the Moyo in the center is just gigantic. It's a little bit too much. But what were you going to say? Mm. Yeah, this block is also good. It's also a good defense. I prefer a push here on the top because the center Moyo feels like um, it feels so big, so big. And when black pushes here, you can still defend with free. So the corner is still white. Um, so yeah, I prefer a push here. Usually it's better to play a Kema because you go farther ahead. But here when you push, you're damaging, you're taking a liberty away from A. So I feel like it's even more powerful. But alright. Um, yeah, when you hunt it here, it feels like you're giving more options for black. I would rather, for example, maybe just do a Kema here. Um, if black bumps, then you can still bump like this and you're much stronger. Or maybe just connect and you're stronger for the outside. The bump at you, like, black will probably live, but the external moves are, they don't feel great. But this one is okay too. It's not a huge issue. From black's perspective, um, mm, can you cut? If you cut here and go down, um, there's a lot of Haji here. Uh, Maybe you should try this. Might not work for black still, but this is really dangerous for whites. Maybe if black escapes and gets enough liberties, the A group, oops, the A group is not alive. He cannot leave in the corner. So if you manage to get enough liberties, then white is gonna die. So this is quite dangerous for. Uh, if yeah, if he needs to do something like this, then it's a fail. Because he used, like, black stole most of the corner. If Yeah, most of the corner, and white pretty much got the same result as if he had extended almost. Like, okay, if you extend, then you can hunt it still. It's And black probably can't hunt it now because then finally you can cut. You have protected the A weakness. So yeah, this double honey feels suspicious to me. I don't see immediately how you deal with this. Mm, the best choice would be, I mean, the best attempt would be something like this. But black can just capture, and there's nothing I feel. Oh, you can block here, but then when black plays here, yeah, it's I versus no Y in capturing races. Um, Sometimes this can be a Tetsuji to win the race, but you already have some strength here, and even without that stone, doesn't look very likely that white can do anything. Um, okay, so you are target on the other side. Oh, this is a little bit too much, right? Since A is protected, the corner is white. Now what white can do is just threaten the bottom group. Like, for example, you play here, black gets an empty triangle, then even if white just connects, if you need to still live with this, it's not really 100% clear if you can anymore. um, how would you kill this? Is it possible? Yeah, maybe this still lives, but white will get to capture the right side in a bigger fashion now. And since white managed to get A in Sente, there are some more forcing moves against the corner. And not only that, white will be able to get forcing moves around C or D as well. Okay. Oh, I see. Are you going out with him? Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Uh, one possibility for you after you cut here, we saw that this was probably the best move and the punishing move against A. Um, and you Atari on the other side. What you could have done is make possibly a trade. A trade white shouldn't take actually, and the trade would be this: you Atari here first. Um, the trade is white can Atari here, and then you can capture, and then white can capture this. This would be the trade. So white gets a slightly bigger corner, white will take a Panuki, and this Panuki just deletes most of white's outside influence, outside moyo. So this would be a great trade for you. Um, so extends array. You mean it's this? Oh yeah, white should extend, and then now you can connect. And after you connect here, more you've broken uh, white's outside a little bit. It's still not the greatest results. So white can still, for example, just play a Keima here. But at least you can move out and uh, try to delete this area, right? While trying to live. So you're not going to live only on the second line anymore. At least you're not gonna try to live there. You're gonna try to live maybe capturing B or getting a second eye around C. So this feels like a better plan. Um, yeah, okay. So yeah, a little bit of an overplay for you. But now, finally, it would be perfect for you if you had managed to capture this stone. You do have the letters, so white cannot escape with A because it's gonna either hit uh, the border of the Goban or your stones. And again, if white does this, then you can even connect here if you're worried about, like, let's say you capture. If you're worried about this sort of thing, um, you can just capture. But here, this is even like not a thing really, because do you know why? Do you know why this move isn't good? Yeah, in four, the move four here, the counter Atari to like try to go for a would you connect? Do you think this is the punishing move? Um, exactly. So if you do M4 and white captures, now you can just connect like this or like this, and what white accomplished was just damaging the A stone severely. So um, let me just go back quite a bit just to explain two things. The first thing I would like to explain is empty triangles. Do you know what an empty triangle is? So, but do you know why an empty triangle is bad? Not efficient in what sense? Yes, exactly. So, how many liberties does this stone have? Four. So, if I add a stone here, how many liberties? And now? Yeah, so on a straight line, you're always adding two liberties. But what happens if instead of putting my stone there, I put my stone here? Yeah, now we only have seven because it's like I collapsed my shape on itself. So it was like this, and then I collapse the shape like this. So uh, there were two lines going around. So those two lines that are colliding around A, that white can uh, take at the same time, used to be two liberties. Now they are only one. Um, you would much rather have this stone like spaced out like this or like this, uh, many different ways. Um, and it's very useful for you to um, play with empty triangles in mind, both for you and your opponent. Uh, Let me give you an example. There's this just like, oops. Uh, mm, mm-hmm. So imagine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the empty triangle isn't uh, the absolute an absolute mistake. You just have to be very conscious that if you're gonna play it, you're paying a huge price in efficiency, both in territory, but especially in liberties. In fights, if you get an empty triangle, you're making life way harder on yourself. So you have to be very careful when you play an empty triangle. And when you can put your opponent into an empty triangle, that's just amazing usually. For example, there's this Joseki where black double harness. And where would you play here? What do you think is the follow up? N N5, like this. Oh, N5 is this one. So then I just connect. And where would you play now? Yeah, it's white's move. But even if it's if white has played elsewhere, the empty triangle is also appearing in this problem. But anyways, it's white's turn now. Mm. Sometimes the extension is the answer, uh, but more often than not, you can damage black's shape first and then extend. And how to damage black shape? Well, you do an Atari here, and now black has an empty triangle. So this is the key move. And white extends. Then black can choose to either capture here or push. Usually people push, and then you can play here, and you can consider going further with more honeys. But what usually happens is black captures the stone and white protects. It feels like, oh, okay, uh, you placed an Atari, but black ends up capturing that stone in the end. What's the big deal? First of all, when you Atari there, it's for free. Second, when black captures like this, you're still gonna be able to find forcing moves around B, because there's a ladder involved in all this. So black still needs to give you something on the outside. And third, now that black has an empty triangle around C, if it's very big for black or for white to protect the corner, because once white attaches here, um, it's very difficult for black to fight back, because once black gets cut, the empty triangle now shows up again, and A has way fewer liberties than you expect. So, so that's the power of giving empty triangles to your opponent. Um, and this empty triangle is crucial in this Joseki because it allows white to play a very big move around A. And in fact, as a follow up, after white protects on the outside here, white is very strong and white will dominate the right side. But black finds compensation if he protects the corner. If black comes back to the corner to fix that defect caused by the empty triangle, then it's okay for black. But if black doesn't come back, it might become a problem because it's very big. But let's get back to your. Oh, before we go back to the game, the last example. It's two examples, maybe in one, but so the first example was the number one standard for bad shape. For bad shape, for in general, I think this is the number one number one, maybe most important standard, not only bad standard, but the other standard I like teaching because it appears in fights a lot, and fights are the most crucial aspect of Go, because you might be able to build a 5 to 10 point lead during the opening, but once a fight starts, it's probably gonna cost like 20 points for each side easily if you mess up. So your 5 to 10 point lead won't be anything, relatively speaking. And the shape I was going to show is this shape. What is the next move for black? Yeah, exactly. You just connect, because now you're splitting white into two groups. You're keeping yourself connected, and you're taking away two liberties out of white's groups. And what would be the answer if the shape is like this instead? Exactly. This is the best, but sometimes this could be a thing. Sometimes this can be the better move, but it's like less than 1% of the time probably. Just connecting here again, you're disconnecting both of white stones and keeping yourself connected. And if it's white's turn, white would like to play here as well. It's not as clean as the other shape anymore, because now the A and B groups are not connected. So black can consider this sort of thing, like let's say black 10 rookies to play somewhere big, and then white cuts. And black does this because it's not as much damage as the first shape, because there's still a cut. But what do you think? Uh, let's go back a little bit. Um, which shape, out of these two examples, let's say they are isolated, I'm placing them on the same board, but let's say they are isolated. Which shape do you think is more damage against white? Yes, exactly. So the difference here is that from A to B, it takes maybe like 1, 2, 3 moves to re-surround black from the top. But from C to D, it takes maybe 2 moves to re-surround black. And I think that's why AI and I think most humans would think this that the central shape is more damage against white. Uh, the white stones are more distant from each other, and what happens? Um, I mean, uh, why is this useful? Like most of these examples might seem too obvious for you. You already experienced, but um, they do appear in games quite a bit, and they are a great and useful way for you to uh, gauge if the fight went well or not for you. Uh, you remember that in your game, uh, there was an example like what was it? Maybe this, and then white plays here, and then let's say something like this happens. In this case, you could consider either playing here or just connecting. When you play here, you leave this Atari behind. There's still a call. Since black captures first, and we're really at the beginning of the game, I don't think white is going to try this call. It's a little bit too big. But if you want to simplify the game, you can just play here. And now we get back to that shape. So you cut through white shape. This is not a good result for white. Yeah, that's one example of Tewari. Tewari is changing the order of moves to see um, if a shape makes sense, and you kind of, it's basically like maybe white played here and you connected. I mean, white played here and you connected, and this is a terrible exchange for white, because white would much rather like try to cut from here, something like this. Um, so yeah, the Tewari is like usually changing the order of moves to see if they make sense, and uh, in that respect, having standards for good and bad shape, for good and bad results, is essential for you to judge if a sequence makes sense or not. In Go, Probably the most difficult aspect is actually not reading, I think. Most pros would say that judging is the most difficult aspect of Go. So Tewari is crucial in that sense. Okay, so you kept on pushing, but these moves, since white is so strong, remember white has this corner strength, and white even extended at C. White doesn't need to answer on the right side. White didn't even need to play C. So um, here you should come back to again to once white extends, you can just capture this stone. You could also extend here, but there is potential fighting from here. Like white could play here, or um, mm, this one might end up in a net. There's stuff like this you need to consider. This net is not working, but the what? The what? Sorry. Oh yeah, the ladder is best here. Just capture the stone. In this case, it's not even a ladder anymore. Now that you got the A stone, because if let's say uh, let's say you don't have the ladder, right? White has a move here, and you play the elsewhere. If white goes here, you can extend and play here, and now this Atari doesn't change things because white can't move out. Okay, you defended. You got the ladder in the end, so nice. You defended, but this is kind of slow, right? So you're strong enough with this group, and this this area, the AB area, if it's not crucial for you to live, it's small. So what you can do is either maybe play at C, but C still feels a little bit small. If you want to defend this group further, you could just play at D, because D is again more or less an influence colliding area. If you play something else, this move is very big as well, and white gets to jump here, you're gonna get under attack, and white is expanding the A area. To me, this is doable, but if you want to, this is not only doable, this is probably the best sequence for black. But if you want to defend this group, you could just play here, and this also kind of weakens white quite a bit, because white never played something like this. So in the near future, you can like honey here and take away a lot of white's points on the left and base. So um, yeah, move one has a lot of value. I don't think it's the best move, but it has a lot of value. And yeah, and you continued. Um, okay. There's no need to continue in such a um, solid way. If you want to fix things, then maybe you can consider something like maybe even a capture. If you want to play locally, you can just keep on moving out. If you play a move like this, you're still capturing the A stone. You eliminated the B Atari. Now you have Sente moves around C. So in the future, you're gonna get this end game in Sente, and and you're 99% alive, because you're probably gonna get an I around A, an I around B, and you might also like in desperation mode you can always play here. So Locally, these are not the best moves. Okay, you can turn is a very big move, uh, but still you have this defect which is very big, and Sente probably. Um, yeah, it's not 100% Sente against the shape. You can still slide here, but you're gonna capture once. White will capture. You can still slide here. White is probably not strong enough to kill you yet. Um, looks riskier and riskier, but you can probably tenuki from here. But okay. If you want to connect, you can play this, right? Um, but it might not connect you. There are weaknesses here, so you're gonna die like this. Yeah, we won't connect you. But if it doesn't, regardless of connecting you or not, if you need to play this move to connect, it feels like a loss because you're making first line or second line points while your opponent is getting an outside stone, and that outside stone will be for sure much more useful than first line points. And when you play here again, white is correct to Tenuki probably. Um, it's still very big to come here, but the left side is probably more urgent. Earlier, I forgot that black still has this move, so playing, let's say, white plays that sequence I showed earlier. Now it's since black has this, black is in less danger. It's still dangerous actually, but I mean, black is not alive, and it's gonna be painful to deal with that group, um, especially now that white is even stronger with the A group. But yeah, it's still the best sequence. Even earlier, I would still think it's the best sequence for white, but it's less severe than I thought because I forgot about the honey. But okay, here it feels a little bit this sequence. If you can't honey and capture this, it's gonna feel like it's gonna feel very similar to that broken shape we just discussed. This sort of shape. Why? Because if you honey and you need to keep on going, white will extend, and now it's basically a broken shape from A to B. And this is gonna be quite painful for you uh, because once white pokes out like this, goes through you like this with C, he has divided you, and he has uh, all the moves he has around D will be weakening both your corner group and your B group at the same time. And that's if white is nice, because white can probably do stuff, more severe stuff to you, like one or invading the corner. For now, mm, yeah, maybe this directly could work. Maybe invade directly. Maybe invading directly is better because if or this one is very tempting. Uh, but if black blocks here, so there are some defects around here, but black can compromise by capturing this. White would probably just turn, and yeah, it might still not work. You can Atari here, and this, yeah, it's not working for white, so it's probably better to just invade on the free, and you're probably gonna be able to not capture anything, but steal the corner points. And if you steal the corner, A is not gonna be alive. So let's say black tries to kill you, tries to kill white. You can slide here or slide to here, and usually this won't live because white doesn't have enough room. But since black is so weak on the right side, like black will need to connect and you go down, A is gonna be winning a capturing race against B most of the time, and C is also weak. So this attachment here, number 4, won't be able to kill the white group, and black will be very weak as a result. So if black needs to play moves like this, white can still go here, and if black plays something like this to try to connect, you can live here. I think that's alive. It's sometimes circumstantial, but I think that's gonna be enough to live. You're probably gonna be able to find an eye around A and then an eye around B. Um, so the bad, and if you play C, you have an extra eye. So the best black can do is probably this, but then I think this just leaves because this sometimes makes a false eye, but you can capture here. Uh, oh, in this case, actually, just push and then this. So it's not alive in this way. The other shape for you to try is this one. And is there a way to kill this? Maybe this. Mm. The idea is that if you play like this, white can live. So maybe this is the best. Sometimes there are moves like this that might work, but not really. And this move you can just block and then do this, and this turns into an eye. So maybe the empty triangle is the best. And it's actually the usual best move in this sort of life and death problem actually. Um, okay, what else? Yeah, when you block here and let's say you live and you need to escape like this, you lost all the points in the corner, and there are still defects around A and B. So as white defends his group, he's going to further reduce you. And now, yeah, the game that looked very good for black is not looking so good anymore. Let's see why he played. Oh, now you have a chance. Yeah, you can cut. He should have pushed. Yeah, just keep on pushing because this push strengthens the C group while weakening the corner and the B stone. So you did very well because you took the cut right away. Yes, nice, nice. Now it's a lot of points for you. Like uh, in the other variation, you were going to struggle a lot, lose all the points. Now you get all the points. Nice. Oh, hmm. uh, M17. So it isn't too much. You mean um, like you were afraid of the edge around these stones, right? The potential problems, and uh, there are potential problems around this shape for sure. But maybe you can try something more ambitious, like playing a move like this or a move like this, because a move like A helps the top side, helps develop the B area as well, while C is only capturing those stones, right? So um, those are other options for you. And the other option, like the extra option, the option where you try to get more and more, is maybe just playing on the outside like this. Um, yeah, it's similar to the Kosumi. It's a little bit less solid, but on the other hand, um, if you manage to get more moves around A, it's again the influence colliding area where you develop a bigger left and you diminish white center. So, and the last problem would be what happens if white extends at C, or maybe tries some agi around D. Um, what will happen then? Then it's complicated. Maybe it's manageable, maybe not. But I think it's okay if you play here. Um, this one is a little bit of a gamble. It might be the best move, but yeah, it leaves a lot of agi. So you took a lot of profit already, so why not just make it solid? It's a 30 point plus point corner now for you. Um, mm, mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I hope it was all this was useful to you. We can continue reviewing this game next time, but